Hey friends, today we're going to give you some updates on some things that we have been doing. Yes, we are standing here in front of the chicken coop, so we're going to give you an update on that. We also got the 2 entrance beds to the nursery, like right there at the creek. We got those planted yesterday, so we're going to show you that. A little garden tour, so stay tuned for the garden tour. And we also have a giveaway that we are going to be doing. So lots of fun details to share with you, so stay tuned for all of that great information. We're going to start really quickly here up at the chicken coop. Just last week, it was Friday, we were putting the chicken coop together. Remember, we got this beautiful chicken coop from Carolina Coops, a fellow North Carolina company. This is the American coop. Yeah, it's the American coop. It is 6 feet wide and 24 feet long. We have 11 hens that this is going to be their home for. And so when you have chickens, the big thing is not necessarily the coop space, but the run space. You want to have lots of room for them to run. These are not going to be free range chickens, so we want them to have room to stretch their legs. We were putting that together. We got to Friday afternoon at 3:30. It was Friday afternoon at 3:30. We stopped, but we had also we're missing a couple of pieces with the coop. Well, great news is that the folks at Carolina Coops came Sunday afternoon and dropped off all of our missing pieces. There was a crew that was on their way to assemble a coop for one of their customers, and so they swung by here and dropped off the missing pieces. So we were down for like 2 days, but we weren't going to be working on it anyway. So it worked out quite nicely. So let me give you a little update on everything that got done. Andrew was up here working for us on it yesterday. It was a beautiful cloudy day all day yesterday, so that was great. So the piece that we were missing was this end wall piece. So we got the end wall piece, and everything here is the run, and it will be covered in that black screen. This is where the human door will be. So we will have our human door here that we can then go into the coop. So once he was able to install this end piece, then he was able to put on the rest of the rafters, and including this last rafter piece, and then the purlins for the roof, because this is what the metal roof is going to attach to. So all of that is installed, ready to go. And the next step, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and paint it. Before we put on the metal roof or any more of the screens, we're going to go ahead and paint it. We're just going to do a good old classic white. We're going to spray it nice and white because our hardware is black hardware. So just really nice, clean, classic lines. So there you go. You can see also, I don't know who did this. I don't know if it was Andrew or one of the kids or somebody. Went ahead and put in the little ladder for the chickens. So it's not a little ladder, it's a long ladder. This is the ladder that the chickens will go up and down. Somebody said, I didn't know chickens will climb ladders. They do. So if you, when they know that this is home and this is freedom, they absolutely go back and forth. Most of the time though, when they're here, they just take a nice flying leap and they fly out. That's the great thing about having a nice long run, is that they can spread their wings. Once everything is painted, then we can move on from there and put the rest of the remaining pieces on, and so we'll keep you updated on that. Now, fun thing, let's talk about a giveaway, shall we? Don't we all love free stuff? Yeah, let's talk about that next. A few months ago, our friends at Hoselink contacted us and asked us if we would be interested in being the site of their spring photo shoot. So of course I said, absolutely, come on, we'd love to have you. So a couple of weeks ago, Annie and Carly and the whole crew came over and spent a couple of days here at the house and at the nursery doing their spring photo shoot. Now, we all know Hoselink because they have those fantastic retractable hose reels. What I did not know, and it's really relatively new to the Hoselink line, is they have started doing solar lights. Now, I have always been a little hesitant to use solar lights because I'm like, they can't be that pretty, right? They can't last very long, a couple of hours maybe, and then it's going to be dim. It's not going to look very nice. Well, Hoselink absolutely proved me wrong. So the first night they were here, it was kind of the solar light photo shoot, and so they installed all these fantastic solar lights. And then whatever they used, they said, if you want to have it, you can keep it. So of course I did, because y'all, these things are gorgeous. They are so beautiful and easy. And just so you know, we have partnered with Hoselink to do a fun giveaway. So let me talk about some of their solar lights that they have and how we're using them, and then tell you all the details about the giveaway. Cottage garden, right? Here we are. You will see going up the pathway here at the cottage garden on the steps, we have the solar lights. These are their pathway lights. And what is so cool about these is, of course, that all the solar panels are on top. These are LED lights, but these will come on once, of course, it gets nice and dark. They come on and they're a nice light, a gentle light, right? But they're also motion detected. So when you go past and you go up, they get brighter for 20 seconds. So you can literally see the lights turn on as you go up. They stay bright for 20 seconds because they know that's probably about how far you have to, how long you need to have a brighter light, and then they go back dim. And these last, they come on, of course, when it gets dark. So for us right now, it's like 8:30, right? And then when I get up in the morning, 5:30 and 6, they're still on. It is so much fun. So they have the pathway lights. Then around the edge of the garden, the back of the cottage garden, we have their globe lights. You can use those on pathways. You really can use them anywhere. That's the fantastic thing about solar lights, is there's no wires, right? So they literally are just stakes in the ground. So you can pop them in easily wherever you want them. So they have the globe lights. They also have really fun, I say fun, depends on what your definition of fun is, but in my opinion, they're fun. They are like floodlights, and we're going to use these on the chicken coop. So they are these floodlights, again, motion detection. So when something passes through or a person walks through, you're up there, you get these really nice bright floodlights. And all it does is it attaches with a screw. So you put a screw in, whether it's a wall, or you could use some sort of adhesive if you want to. We're going to use a screw so it hangs on there nice and tight. And then that way, up there at the chicken coop, if I need to go get eggs or some critters up there messing around that shouldn't be, those floodlights come on. And then string lights. Come over here, I'm going to show you real quick. We're going to go here to the rose arbor. So they also have like the bulb string patio lights. I was thinking that they would put them like, you know, on the back porch. Well, Annie and the crew had a different idea, which I love. Now you can't see them right now, right? They just kind of disappear in there. But they did the string lights here all along the rose arch. It is stunning. So they're underneath, they're on top, and then right here you can see this is the panel, right? So this is the solar panel. It just connects in, it just plugs in. That's just a stake in the ground. And then you can connect these string lights, you know, to each other. It is a beautiful, nice glow. They also have these really fun, like crinkle lantern lights. So if you wanted to hang them, they have these little, they're gorgeous. They're just beautiful crinkles. Well, Jerry's like, come on, let's go. All right, let's do it. So they are over here. So there's so many different fun options. They have like spotlights. So here's the crinkle lights. Let me show you that. So these beautiful like glass crinkle jars. The lights are inside. Your solar panel is up here on top. So if you wanted to hang them, you absolutely can. I'm using them just as little jars right here on the side of the wall. And again, they pop on, absolutely gorgeous. Then they did accent lighting on our crepe myrtles out front. Again, nice big spotlight, easy peasy. So the folks at Hoselink have been very generous. If you use the code Creekside, when you check out, you automatically get $10 off anything that you purchase on Hoselink. So make sure you use the code Creekside to get $10 off your purchase. And then they are going to do a $250 gift giveaway to one person for anything in their solar lights. So in order to be eligible for that giveaway, if you will just comment below on something that you find fun and interesting about this video, then you will automatically be entered into the drawing for the $250 giveaway, any solar lights of your choice. So if it's a solar lights within the Hoselink website, $250, it is yours, no questions asked. You get to choose whatever it is you want. I personally love them. I think they are fantastic because they're versatile, they last long, it's beautiful lighting, and it's practical ways that you can use them in your garden. So make sure you comment below so that you can be eligible for that beautiful giveaway. Today, this video is going out on Wednesday. We will announce the winner on Saturday. So you get your comments in as fast as you can, and then on Saturday we will announce the winner. All right, now let's go do a garden tour of the new entrance beds that we got planted yesterday. Here we are at the entrance to the nursery. So this is the drive down. The nursery is right over to my right shoulder. We call these the entrance beds because they're the entrance into the nursery. You saw us plant and how we kind of redesigned this bed that's directly behind me here in the center with the coffee cups and then the lemon blush caladiums. What we did yesterday was get the remaining beds planted. We had these plants kind of in reserve, so we had roughly planned these flower beds last fall, had these plants ready to go. Completely different design than what we have done in years past. Really excited about it. So let me just kind of go through and explain to you how we designed it, and then of course the plants that we used in here. With this flower bed, I designed it more because as customers come in, they're going to be going obviously this way. So I wanted the front of the bed to be really kind of facing us here as opposed to the bed facing us here, right? So it's all about perspective and where your people are going to see it from the angle. If we were going to see it more just from straight on, if it came, the road came across, then we would have designed it this way. However, most people are going to see it from the side, and so that is how I designed it. Of course, we work from the shortest to the tallest in the back. Here in the front, we have the yellow portulaca. This is the improved version. We trialed it last year and absolutely loved it. Huge, massive yellow, bright yellow flowers that open and close with the sun. It is early morning, the sun's coming up right now, and they will open up. Pollinators love it. So we did a mass planting of the yellow portulaca. Then we did a ribbon of plum dandy. Plum dandy is an accent plant from Proven Winners, and it does not flower. You just get that beautiful burgundy foliage. This plant is actually going to be wider than it is tall. All of these are going to be annuals. So if you're asking, they're all annuals, but the idea for this whole bed is that everything is going to grow together. So don't be so concerned about the exact placement of individual plants, because once they fill in, it's all going to be a mass together. So that ribbon of plum dandy is kind of thicker on the corner, then it kind of a little skinny ribbon, and then again it fills in down here. Now the main annual of the show this year is the brand new Surefire White Begonia. I am a huge fan of Surefire begonias, have been for years, because these plants are so versatile, so easy, so low maintenance. These are like, either you're a beginner gardener and you don't know what to do this. Your life is crazy and you don't have time to fuss over plants, do this. You need sun or shade plants, do the Surefires, because they do sun or shade. They'll get nice and tall. I believe it's like 2 feet tall and probably like 18 inches wide. Nice and full. You don't have to deadhead them, sun or shade. They're not big fertilizer. They're not big like heavy feeders, so you don't have to come in here and feed them a lot. And then with the Surefire White, really nice kind of a bright green foliage, of course, pure white flowers with a yellow center. So that's going to be a mass right here. Then I think my favorite part of this whole bed is this massive sway, I don't know what you would call this, of the skyrocket grass. So this is the Graceful Grasses skyrocket grass. These were nice, big, beautiful gallon size that we put in here. All the other plants are grande, but skyrocket grass is a beautiful white and green grass. You'll see some variation in the plants. Some are a little bit more green than others, and some are a little bit more white. I personally like that because it brings a little bit of diversity and different kind of color and texture to the flower bed. And then of course the beautiful white plumes. So just imagine that these are going to be the tallest. I love grasses, whether you use perennial or annuals, because they give movement to the bed. They have these really fun plumes on them and just going to be absolutely stunning right here. Now, Jerry's going to go this way and I'm going to go this way because we wanted to do another little fun little pocket. So here on the end, and I really did kind of pack them in here because the plants are smaller. We're getting later in the season and I wanted to have a big impact as soon as I possibly can. These are the Suncredible sunflowers. So this is the yellow, and they were getting a little tall, so on some of them I went ahead and pinched them back. But just imagine that, again, a massive, continuous, reblooming sunflower right here. Nice big pocket, and this is going to be between probably the taller than even the grasses, and that's okay because as you come through, you're going to see all this first, and then this nice big bubble of sunflowers right here. So that is what we have going on in this bed. And then remember, because of our water issue, nothing is flat here at Creekside. The creek is literally right here. We had this winter, major water issues, and so water was cutting through this big flower bed. So we said, we're not going to fight it, we're going to work with it. We put down flagstone with some decorative pea gravel between it, some larger river rock to kind of slow some things down. Happy to say that it has worked beautifully. Was it Saturday night? We got some major water. We know that it works because we have we can see where some things have washed a little bit, like where debris, was coming down. But none of the gravel washed, none of the stones moved, none of the flower beds washed out. So happy to report that this system worked beautifully. You saw us plant this with the coffee cups, the caladiums, and the diamond snow euphorbia. Then the other part that we added yesterday was to the third bed right here. We did a mass planting of Coleus. Huge fan of Coleus. Color Blaze Coleus from Proven Winners can do sun or shade. That is why we put it here, because we're underneath this gorgeous tulip poplar tree. So this is going to get lots of sun right now, right? So we get beautiful sun here in this spot, but then later in the day it's in complete and total shade because of these beautiful mature trees. And we're not gonna fight these trees, we're gonna work with it. So we're working with it. That's why this bed is more shade plants as well. The very far end is full sun because they get the absolute most sun. So here we just did pockets of the Color Blaze Wicked Witch and Color Blaze Lime Time. These two Coleuses work so beautifully together because of their color contrast. So if you'll see on the Wicked Witch, nice, really dark foliage with that chartreuse edge on it. And then when you pair it with Lime Time, which is a solid chartreuse lime, man, they pop and they look great together. Again, planted them relatively close to each other because this is going to be one massive bank, massive ribbon of Coleus together. So you're not going to see individual plants. You're just going to see the massive amounts of color. And notice we didn't just do like one Wicked Witch, one Lime Time, because you see this bed from a distance. Most people are not going to be up close on it unless they come to walk and look at it, up close. You see it from a distance, and from a distance, you want to plant these in numbers. Last year we did groups of 3. This year we did groups of like 5 and 7, just to make it even bigger pockets of this color. So of course we work with the bed. It's wider here, so we have more plants down here, and then it kind of narrows down and gets skinnier there at the end between the azaleas and in front of the Chindo viburnums. So that is this bed. Now we're gonna tippy toe on over across the lane, shall we say, to the other entrance bed that we have. Now, I've always said that these two beds are sisters, cousins. They are not identical twins. So while we do have some of the same plants over in this bed, it's a completely different layout, and we have some new plants in here as well. Give you an idea of the sun. Again, right now it is in full sun, and it will be in here for full sun for 5 hours roughly, and then it starts to get in the shade. This will be in the shade sooner. This area down here closest to the berm gets more sun. So I planned accordingly. What we did is we repeat that diamond snow euphorbia that we have in the other bed. We did a nice big pocket of that. So you have the white of the diamond snow on that flower bed. You have it again on this side. It balances the two flower beds all along the back. So starting here at the edge, and then it goes all along the back, down, whips around next to the fence is that same, the Lime Time and the Wicked Witch. We did them in groups of 3, and so they are going to be my tallest in this bed, and they are in the back. Moving on down, we did the new this year. This is the Color Blaze Mini Me Watermelon Coleus. This was Jerry's favorite new introduction from last year. This is a petite Coleus. It is not going to be like your Lime Time and your Wicked Witch. I believe it maxes out at like 18 inches, and so it is a really fun red, yellow, and green. Got great texture to it. Again, putting it in mass, you see it, it pops, it makes a really big, nice impact. So that's going to be different, that we don't have that in the other bed, we have it in this bed. So it's kind of like we have caladiums over there, and then we have the watermelon over here. Surefire whites, yet again, did them in a grouping. And you'll notice that the grouping is skinny, gets wide, gets skinny. So just doing a fun different shape. We don't have to do straight lines of everything. You can do circles, you can do ovals, you can do whatever you want to, and have all your plants kind of bleed into one another. So more of the Surefire white, again, ties into that other flower bed. And then lastly, we did a nice big section once again of that same skyrocket grass. Ties in, completely different use this time as far as like the design. They're going to be here more in the center and then forward to the flower bed, because this does get the most sun, and this skyrocket, it needs that sun to have that nice blonde color to it, and then of course to produce your fun, beautiful little blooms. Andrew and I did go ahead and lay down the irrigation in this bed. Both of the beds have irrigation, and so we did the irrigation down here, and then we went ahead and extended it to my sun patience that you saw me plant the other day. Now, what did we do to prep this bed? What did we do to ensure that these flowers have great success? When we talked about the coffee cups and all of that, when we installed that, we showed you how we had Jerry and Andrew brought in some bulk soil amendments with some compost. Over here, we were using the black gold raised bed mix. We did that in mass because it makes it really easy. They are in bags. It's easy to lay down. It's easy to maneuver, put it down, and it's a fantastic product. So with the raised bed mix, that is an organic mix. So you can safely grow your vegetables, your herbs in there. Obviously, we're not going to be eating our coleus and our begonias and our grass, but it has great nutrition in there. And so we opened up the bags, laid it down, and then you can plant directly in here. So you could use that raised bed mix for a container in your raised beds, for your herbs and vegetables, or you can use it as directly in the landscape when you're planting your annuals, because this bed is always going to be annuals. These are our entrance beds. These are our welcome beds to our customers. And so we always are amending the soil for these plants so that they have good nutrition, because food equals flowers, right? So if you have a healthy, happy, healthy environment for your plants to grow in, they're going to grow really, really well. And I'm not going to have to be out here using water-soluble fertilizer all the time. So we laid it down really nice and thick, planted directly in there. Of course, we used our power planter auger with that 5-inch drill bit on there. Jerry had a fun little You know, when you're doing projects like this, you got to make it fun. You got to make it interesting. So we said, I wonder how fast you could do like a whole row of, I think it was the begonias that he did. So I timed him, I filmed him and timed him to see how fast he could get, what was it, 14? 12 of the begonias in the ground. And he did it, he did the, well, not in the ground, did the holes for those, and he got it in like 23 seconds. So that's a lot of fun. We did a little video on that. So when you're doing your flower beds, especially when you know you're going to be doing annuals or it's a brand new bed and you want to build up your soil, that black gold raised bed mix is a fantastic way to do it. Just adds all that great nutrition to your plants, to the soil, makes them very happy. So we will keep you updated on this. Stay tuned. We're going to do maybe some drone footage. Everybody loves drone footage. So we got to cut the grass today because we had all that glorious, wonderful rain, and then now the sun's coming out. So before we do the drone, we're going to cut the grass so that it looks nice and neat for you. But to show you these beds all in relation to each other, and then of course the berm, because the berm is right here, just right off to my side. And as another little note, remember I used the Wicked Witch also in the berm, so that kind of ties these beds together loosely. But yeah, everything is just popping, looking glorious. June is a great time to be a gardener in North Carolina because things are still looking fresh. The heat has not hit yet. So anyway, we'll throw the drone up and show you all that. Don't forget about
Don't show them too much because we're gonna do the
yes, we can't show you too terrible much because we're going to do in the next couple of days a whole garden tour of all of Creekside. So be prepared, get your coffee ready because that's going to be a fun video where we're going to do a garden tour, one video of all the beds here at both the house and the nursery. So it'll be a massive video because we have got a lot of flower beds here at Creekside Nursery. As always, thank you so much for watching. We so appreciate you. Now, make sure if you want to enter that the giveaway, blah, 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 put your comments in. Just something that you thought was fun, interesting, that you learned. I don't know. Just make a comment, right? Make a comment to the video. We will choose a random winner. Use the Creekside for your $10 off. And big, huge thank you to our friends, Annie at Hoselink. We appreciate you. Had so much fun with y'all. We hope you have found this fun, informative, and inspirational. We just adore you guys. Thank you so much. Y'all have a great day. See you in the next video. Bye, friends.